Those things we covet, we protect. Without history, memories simply disappear.
You're looking at my history right there.
Suppose that's why Dan Pauly's house looks a little like a living museum.
I think it just kind of pulls at people's heart. There's something about it that's kind of magical.
Dan gets a bit sentimental when it comes to collecting and protecting, but his outdoor hobbies could never get in the way of his work. Where Dan marks, measures, cuts, and most importantly, hammers away to recycle a little piece of Minnesota history.
I think it was just the creative side of me that was just having fun and be able to use wood.
To understand is to follow the brick road into Danland, otherwise known as the backyard.
Well, at the point when I wanted to create it, I know I wanted to have a sauna.
See, Dan builds, and he wanted a backyard building. So he did just that. Just look.
When it came to the roof, I just thought, well, I'm just going to break all the rules that I've been taught over the years. I'll put the gutters on it just because of always having all the different reclaimed materials. I actually took 2 different windows off of an old structure and joined them together to make the round window in the back. And then the crooked chimney, I'm not sure how that came up, but I figured it needed a playful touch to the building. I just started bending the pipe up to the top, and then that's where all the magic started.
The magic, Dan's quirky and suddenly coveted backyard buildings.
It just kind of happened. The whole thing just kind of came together for me.
Each structure handcrafted from literal pieces of Minnesota history. See, Minnesota's first grand structures might have been barns. Many constructed 100 years or more ago, with lumber often cut right on the property. Some of our state's oldest barns slowly give way to time. Some eventually crumple and die. Dan decided the barns and the barn wood deserved the better fate.
It's like our virgin lumber that we logged off of this country. It's just necessary to try to save it the best way that we can.
Dan started dismantling old barns. He used the wood for simple frames and furniture. He ended building on a legacy much, much bigger. He now builds his Rustic Way Cabins one piece at a time.
The general shape of the building is always the same. It's just me taking my eye and be able to take the different products and introducing them into the building.
I suppose that's why his work now displays in front of Minnesota's biggest crowds.
You know, it doesn't matter if it's, a 5-year-old or an 85-year-old standing in front of the building, it pretty much does the same thing. I get a lot of happiness out of just making people happy when they look at the building.
Tom Fee understands.
You can tell the difference between someone who builds something and someone who crafts something.
Tom bought one of Dan's buildings for backyard double duty. A sauna during winter months.
And then in the summer, we were going to have it be something the grandkids could enjoy as kind of an outdoor playhouse or fort. These are his art projects, and he wants us to appreciate that as much as he does, and he wants the experience of it to be flawless.
Dan's work reflects that.
Just being creative and be able to use the reclaimed wood. And and that's just my palate.